I'd like to take a moment and show you how to navigate through the weekly modules. So, by now, you should be familiar with the My Instructor section of our Blackboard site. There you can find all of my contact information. You should also be familiar with the Syllabus, Policies, and Textbooks section of the Blackboard site as well. What I want to do now is look at the modules. The modules are organized by week. So every week we do a different module. And the modules are all structured following a similar pattern. So I'd like to show you what that is now. So if I click on week 1, Ancient China, I'll see my introduction here in the beginning, and that's an overview. We're going to read Confucius from Ancient China, and we're going to read Lao Tzu from Ancient China. And every module will also tell you what you're going to complete for that week. And so this week you have an online quiz to complete. Then the module will go to an explanation of why we are reading this. And then here is the reading. These are the exact texts that you will be reading. Okay, then we have an explanation of what to do. There are several sections in the module that you need to read after you do the readings in the textbook. You can read the Introducing the Author section. There is always instructor's material, which is where we do our teaching, where I communicate to you my ideas about the text. Then the discussion forum. That is where you complete questions that I ask you about the text, and it is very important that you complete all of the discussion board questions. Do your best, try to answer each one thoroughly. There is a study guide of just some questions to consider as you're revising your knowledge of the text. And there are also practice quizzes. A practice quiz is not graded. Once you complete a practice quiz, it will say you got a 0, but that's just because it's not graded. The practice quiz is an important way for you to test your knowledge before you take the real quiz, the online quiz, that is graded. And some weeks there will be an assignment. So this first week there's just a quiz. Other weeks there are writing assignments. So here, because it's week 1, we're introducing ourselves. Tell us about yourself, what brings you to the course. And then sometimes there is some background information. So here, because we're dealing with such ancient texts, there is some information on how to read a timeline. What does it mean if it's BC or BCE? So there's the explanation if that needs clarification. But here's Introducing Confucius. So we're reading Confucius and Lao Tzu. So each text will have instructor's material, which is information that I want to give you about the Analects. And then there's our discussion forum where you answer the questions. Now, if you click here, here are the questions for you to answer on Confucius. So I'm going to click on each one. There's the question in the gray box, and to type in my response, I hit reply. And there I type my response. Once I've completed the response and I've answered the question to the best of my ability, incomplete sentences, remember we need to be sure we use proper grammar in the discussion board. I hit submit, and then I'll have my answer for everyone to read, so we can help each other by answering these questions to the best of our ability. The discussion board is a great way to study for the later tests and for the quiz. Now, going back to my modules, at the end of week 1, I will find the quiz. First, a practice quiz on Confucius, and then our second author, Lao Tzu. The same thing here, instructor's material. This is information I want to give you on this author. Here's our discussion forum where there are several questions about the poems. Now remember, we're only reading 2 from Lao Tzu. And these poems have 4 questions. And I'm going to reply to each one. And so then at the end of my module, I'm going back into module 1 now. At the end is a quiz for both. This weekly quiz is on Lao Tzu and Confucius, and there are practice quizzes and study guides for each one. Now, I'm going to show you a different module. If we go forward, week 2 is ancient Greece. Notice week 3 is also ancient Greece. And so for week 2, we see here there is no online quiz or assignment because we're still reading. Week 3, then we have an online quiz. And it's structured the same way. So for example, I can go to week 4, India. And there's my introduction and my overview. I see I have a quiz. This is why I'm reading these texts from India. And here are the texts from India that I see are uploaded to Blackboard, so I find my reading on the website. And then what to do, we follow the same thing. We read, we go to the discussion board, and we complete the quiz. So here's some more background information. This is not on the quiz, but it's an important way to help you understand the text that you're reading. And so this is an overview of Indian literature and then Sanskrit literature, which Sanskrit is a very important language in the history of India. And here we have the reading material. So for this week, my reading is right here. And again, there is a discussion forum for each author, a practice quiz, and then the quiz at the end. Now, what I want to show you now is a module where there is an assignment at the end. So if I go into my modules, you'll see there are up 15 modules because there are 15 weeks in the course. Week 6 is the midterm module. So here you will review everything we've read so far and prepare the midterm, which is due Friday of that week. Now, when we get to the end of week 8, we have a different assignment at the end. There we have an essay. And so here we'll be reading the Epic of Sunjata, the story from Mali. And these are the chapters we have to read for this week. And then we read the instructor's material, the discussion forum, we prepare the answers to our questions. And now here, at the end of this week, there is an essay. And so for this essay, we have, this is what it's being graded on: argument, use of examples, overall organization, and mechanics. And you have 3 possible questions to answer. You choose one. And then that would be the completion of that week. So I hope that the structure of our work is clear to you. So if we look right back here, there is also a great outline of what to do each week. So remember, read the assigned text. We start here on our flowchart. Note down your thoughts and questions. Go to Blackboard, read introducing the author, read instructor's material, then complete the questions on the discussion board. Go back and revise your knowledge and review and make sure that you remember the important information about each author. Test your understanding by taking the practice quiz, and then take the online quiz or submit the assignment for that week. I hope this is clear for you guys. If you have any questions, remember, under the My Instructor tab, you can find me and my email.